Ladies and gentlemen, escorted by his daughter Ashley, it is my pleasure to welcome Lieutenant Governor-elect Reverend Dr. Dale Caldwell to the stage. Please welcome the Governor-elect of the great state of New Jersey, joined by her family, Jason, Maggie, Lincoln, Ike, and Merritt, Mikie Sherrill. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are able, please rise for the presentation of the colors, our nation's Pledge of Allegiance, and the singing of the national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Emerson Crooks, who will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Please remain standing for the singing of our national anthem by Miss Genesis Rincon.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you may be seated. It is now my pleasure to welcome to the stage Assembly Speaker Craig Coughlin and Senate President Nick Scutari to call the joint session of the legislature to order.
Well, we flipped the coin. Good morning, everyone, and thank you. On behalf of the great state of New Jersey, the Senate President and I extend our sincere thanks to each of you for being part of this historic inauguration of New Jersey's first female Democratic governor. All right, calm down. Save something for later. It is a profound privilege to stand here today, hopeful and confident in the continued growth and prosperity of our state. And the last time I'll ever use this phrase, Governor-elect, thank you for letting me be part of this incredible ceremony. Thank you.
Honored guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is with great honor that I call to order the inauguration of the 57th Governor of the State of New Jersey, Mikie Sherrill and Lieutenant Governor Dale G. Caldwell. Congratulations.
Thank you both. Please welcome Reverend Charles Boyer for the invocation.
This is the day that the Lord has made. Let's pray. Holy and loving God, the God who has carried generations through danger seen and unseen. We pause at this moment because your presence makes occasions like this sacred. You are the God who lifts the lowly, who centers the forgotten, who calls leaders for such a time as this and gives them hearts to serve, courage to act, and compassion deep enough to hold the suffering of the people. Today we gather at the threshold of a new chapter, and we ask you to cover Governor Mikie Sherrill with your wisdom, your strength, and your grace. Grant her the discernment of Abigail, a woman who could see danger before it arrived and had the wisdom to speak peace into brewing conflict. Give her the courage of Esther, who stepped into hard places and risked comfort for conviction and stood so her people might live. Grant her the steadfast love of Ruth, whose loyalty knit communities together and whose tenderness revealed the wideness of your mercy. Endow her with the fire of Deborah, the prophet who led not from pride but from purpose, who rose when her people needed clarity and courage. And crown her with the dignity of Vashti, who stood firm in her God-given worth and refused every form of objectivity and dehumanization. And may she seek wisdom like the Queen of Sheba, always willing to travel beyond the familiar to hear truth, pursue understanding, and embrace insight wherever you reveal it. God bless her family. Strengthen their bond, protect their peace, and surround their home with love that steadies and restores. And God, shape her leadership by your heart for the least of these. May she measure success not by applause, but by how the vulnerable are lifted, how the hungry are fed, how the oppressed taste freedom, and how justice becomes not an aspiration, but a lived reality. And God bless her Lieutenant Governor Dale Caldwell. May the voice of his father Gil speak to him, and may the spirit of their father Morris Brown guide them. Lord, bless everyone under Governor Sherrill's charge. May her administration lead with integrity, choosing righteousness over convenience, truth over comfort, and compassion over calculation. May her administration be marked by transparency, accountability, affordability, and a deep commitment to the common good. May her administration create tables long enough for every voice to be heard and safe paths where every community can flourish. Give her shoulders strong enough for the weight of responsibility and give her spirit tender enough to remain human in the midst of great demands. When the nights are long, grant her rest. When the decisions are heavy, grant her clarity. When the road is rough, grant her resilience. And when the work feels impossible, remind her that your grace is sufficient. Show her what our ancestors met when we sung, God of our weary years, God of our silent tears, thou who has brought us thus far on the way, thou who has by thy might led us into the light, lead us forever in thy path, we pray. This is our prayer for this governor, for such a time as this, in the name that is above every name. And let the whole state say, amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, here to administer the oath of office to Lieutenant Governor-elect Reverend Dr. Dale Caldwell is Chief Justice of the State Supreme Court, Stuart Rabner.
I, Dale G. Caldwell,
I, Dale G. Caldwell,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
and I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
and to the governments established in the United States
and to the governments established in the United States
and in this state
and in this state
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties
perform all the duties
of the office of Lieutenant Governor
of the office of Lieutenant Governor
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my abilities.
so help me God.
So help me God. Thank you so very much. Thank you, Chief Justice Rabner and the distinguished justices of our Supreme Court, Senate President Scutari and Speaker Coughlin, Majority Leaders Ruiz and Greenwald, Minority Leaders Bucco and DeMaio, our legislative partners. Thank you, Governor Murphy and Lieutenant Governor Way, for your dedication to the state of New Jersey for the last 8 years. And to the late Lieutenant Governor Sheila Oliver, who was a mentor to me for many, many years. Former Governors Christie, Corzine, McGreevey, DeFrancesco, Whitman, Kane, and former Lieutenant Governor Guadagno. Members of our congressional delegation, and most importantly, the Governor-elect and soon-to-be Governor, Mikie Sherrill. Thank you so very much for asking me to join you on this incredible, incredible journey. Thank you for your trust, your partnership, and your commitment to this great state. To my daughter Ashley and my family, thank you for your unwavering love and support. And to the people of New Jersey, thank you for placing your confidence in us. It is an incredible honor to stand right here today. Becoming Lieutenant Governor was not something that I ever imagined growing up. In fact, there was a time in our country's history when such a moment would not have been possible. Today is a reminder of what progress looks like. It is a reminder of what resilience and hope and courage can achieve. And it is a reminder that our work of fulfilling the promise to we the people is never finished. It's a sacred promise to the families, the workers, the students, the seniors, the dreamers, and the doers who make this state what it is. Yesterday we honored Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., whose life continues to challenge each of us to push forward for justice and to fight to make that eternal promise a reality. My father marched with Dr. King and carried his message in his heart throughout his life. My father taught me that faith must be active, not passive. He taught me that justice is not an idea, it is a responsibility. And he taught me that service is not optional, especially for those who have been blessed with opportunity. My mother, Grace Estelle Dungy Caldwell, gave me the strength of her love, the wisdom of her faith, and the belief that education and compassion can transform lives. Their values shaped the path that brought me here. It was faith that called me into ministry, and today I am humbled to serve as the first pastor to hold the office of Lieutenant Governor of New Jersey. It was justice that led me to serve on the school board and eventually to lead a college. Because I believe education is the key to opportunity and the foundation of a fair society. It was service that inspired me to help small businesses and community organizations, the churches, the nonprofits, the family-run shops, the people who keep neighborhoods strong and who make our communities come alive. My parents taught me that we must support those who too often go unseen or unheard. They taught me to champion small organizations, small businesses, and hardworking families who carry the weight of our communities on their backs. Proverbs chapter 31, verses 8 to 9 tells us to speak up for those who cannot speak up for themselves, defend the rights of the poor and needy. This verse is more than scripture to me. It is a promise I make to you today. It will be my guiding principle as your lieutenant governor. It is because of these convictions that I was excited to join Governor Sherrill in leading the state. I've seen firsthand her incredible dedication, her discipline, and her unwavering commitment to the people of New Jersey. I've seen how she has dedicated her life to upholding the Constitution. I know we share a belief that every resident, every child, every family deserves a real chance to thrive. Together, we will work tirelessly to serve the state with integrity, with accountability and compassion. We step into leadership at a time of deep national division and growing anxiety. We have witnessed attacks on rights, freedoms, dignity, and truth. We have seen vulnerable communities targeted and democratic institutions threatened. That is why I am deeply honored to serve not only as Lieutenant Governor, but also as Secretary of State, with the immense responsibility for safeguarding our elections and protecting the right to vote. Amen. The right to vote is the cornerstone of our democracy. It gives every person a voice in shaping their future. Dr. King reminded us that without the right to vote, we cannot live as democratic citizens. We can only submit to the edict of others. We will not allow that to happen in New Jersey. Our administration will defend voting rights and protect the integrity of our elections and ensure that every eligible New Jerseyan can participate freely, safely, and confidently. But our work cannot stop at protecting democratic rights. We must also restore trust in the institutions of our democracy that serve the public. For too many people, government feels like an obstacle rather than a partner. For many families, the systems designed to support them feel slow, confusing, or indifferent. That's why the first thing we did after winning this election was listen. And the message was clear. The status quo is not working. That is why our administration is focused on lowering costs, strengthening small businesses, and expanding opportunity for every resident. Because that is what responsive leadership looks like. But beyond policy, we must strengthen the social fabric of our state. At a time when Washington is intent on tearing us apart, here in New Jersey, we must rebuild the trust between neighbors. In the church, we say, love your neighbor as yourself. And in my church, we add, we love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Loving your neighbor means respecting their dignity. It means valuing their humanity. It means creating a state where everyone belongs, regardless of who they voted for or whether they voted at all. As your Lieutenant Governor, I promise to work for you, to fight for you, and to help you pursue your dreams. It's worth noting that both our state constitution and the U.S. Constitution begin with the powerful promise and powerful words of we the people. The promise that all of us deserve to live the life we dream of, and turning that promise into a reality will be the guiding principle of our administration. From Trenton, we can show the people of New Jersey and the rest of the country what good, effective, and responsive government looks like. New Jersey is uniquely positioned to lead the nation forward. We are one of the most diverse states in America. We have world-class talent, innovation, creativity, and determination. We are home to families who work hard, who dream boldly and refuse to give up. I believe that with all my heart that our best days are ahead of us. And I believe that together, with a strong sense of faith, justice, and service, we can build a New Jersey where every resident has the chance to flourish. Thank you for the privilege of serving as your Lieutenant Governor. Thank you for trusting me as your Secretary of State, and thank you for believing in a future that is brighter and more hopeful for all. May God bless you. May God bless the great state of New Jersey, and may God bless the United States of America.
We now welcome New Jersey's 3rd Lieutenant Governor and Secretary of State, Taisha Way, to present the state seal to New Jersey's 4th Lieutenant Governor and Secretary of State, Dale Caldwell.
Now, isn't this a beautiful day, y'all? We got the Pastor Boyer, we got another pastor if you want to step forward, and for the past 8 years, it has been my distinct honor to serve as New Jersey's Secretary of State and be not only the guardian of our democracy, but the keeper of the Great Seal of New Jersey, which represents our identity, which was adopted in 1777 in Haddonfield at a special session in which our forefathers understood that we in New Jersey should stand for prosperity, that is Ceres on the seal, for liberty, and of course, the horse's head, which is our strength. So as I have concluded my service today, it is another honor to pass on the Great Seal of New Jersey to my successor, Lieutenant Governor and Secretary of State, Dale Caldwell. We trust that you will underscore the belief and importance of we the people and admirably protect and guard the 9.5 million of us. Thank you so much and congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the New Jersey State Archivist will now present William Patterson's bound copy of the Constitution of the State of New Jersey, the United States Constitution, and Declaration of Independence to Jason Hedberg, husband of the Governor-elect. Please welcome Jason, Maggie, Lincoln, Ike, Merritt, and Governor-elect Mikie Sherrill as they join Chief Justice Rabner as he administers the oath of office.
I, Mikie Sherrill,
I, Mikie Sherrill,
elected Governor of the State of New Jersey,
elected Governor of the State of New Jersey,
do solemnly promise and swear
do solemnly promise and swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
and to the governments established in the United States
and to the governments established in the United States
and in this state
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will diligently, faithfully,
impartially,
justly,
justly,
and to the best of my knowledge and ability,
and to the best of my knowledge and ability,
execute the office in conformity with the powers delegated to me,
in conformity with the powers delegated to me,
and that I will,
to
the utmost of my skill and ability, promote the peace and prosperity, and maintain the lawful rights of the State of New Jersey. So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Governor.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together once again for the 57th Governor of the State of New Jersey, Mikie Sherrill.
Thank you. Thank you all so much. Thank you. Honorable Chief Justice and Justices of our Supreme Court, my fellow governors, our esteemed congressional delegation, Mr. Senate President, Mr. Speaker, majority and minority leaders, members of the legislature, elected officials, reverend clergy, honored guests, family and friends, and most importantly, New Jerseyans up and down the state. I am incredibly honored to be standing before you as the 57th Governor of the State of New Jersey. And I want to thank everyone who's traveled from near and far to be here today. You have all made this day truly special. My aunts and uncles, brothers-in-law, cousins, nieces, nephews, I can't tell you how much it means that you are all here. Mom, Dad, Megan, Mary, I love you guys so much. Thank you. My classmates from Hunters Woods Elementary School, Langston Hughes Middle School, and yes, the great South Lakes High School class of 1990, thank you for being here. Mr. Jenkins, my principal, and Ms. Cascio. Like so many people, I would not be here today without the great mentorship of wonderful teachers. My classmates from the Naval Academy. Shipmates, service members from the Navy, starting with plebe summer to duty stations around the world. It was not just my training that informed my sense of service, it was all of you. Thank you. And in the U.S. military, we've always said we never fight alone. That's because we fight alongside friends and allies, so thank you to all of our ambassadors and consuls general for joining us here today. Everyone from the U.S. Attorney's Office working with you right down the street at the Rodino Building was an honor. And despite the troubles that our former office is now facing, I know your dedication to justice is unwavering. My colleagues from Congress, thank you for your continued fight for health care, education, and good jobs. America is lucky to have you fighting for her. I want to give a special thank you to Governor Phil Murphy and First Lady Tammy Murphy. You both have truly shepherded our state through perilous times, and your dedication to improving the lives of working families, including by raising the minimum wage and fully funding the pension for the first time in decades, speak to your enduring concern for New Jerseyans. Thank you. There's a governor that I am so sorry won't be with us today. Although Governor Cody just passed away, his dedication to our state and his connection to her people won't be forgotten. I want to thank Essex County Executive Joe DiVincenzo and Mayor Raz Baraka. Thank you for hosting us. Thank you to the people of Newark for hosting us here today. I want to thank the men and women of labor, especially the workers who proudly take care of this building. And congratulations to our Lieutenant Governor, Dr. Dale Caldwell, and to his daughter, Ashley. I am so incredibly lucky to have a partner like you, and I look forward to making history with you today. To my kids, Maggie, Lincoln, Ike, Merritt, you guys are the reason I'm doing this, and I love being your mom. And finally, to my husband, Jason, you are a steady hand in the chaos of raising 4 kids, running multiple elections. You offer sage and sometimes not sage advice. You've been a true partner in the challenges we've taken on. You are amazing, and I love you. And I'm going to take a moment of personal privilege because it's bugging me, and I'm not sure if I said thank you to my mother-in-law and my father-in-law, Kathleen and Gary. Quite frankly, thank you to every single person here today. I value your support as we embark upon this administration and the challenges ahead. We enter 2026 commemorating our nation's 250th anniversary. New Jersey has been at the heart of our American story, the crossroads of the Revolution, the site of our first major victory at the Battle of Trenton, the first state to sign the Bill of Rights. So I am honored as we gather here today that we do so with New Jersey's original parchment copy of the Constitution on stage with us, one of only 13 known to be in existence. I wanted to take my oath on it. It's a little large. A document, by the way, that New Jersey unanimously ratified. The Constitution, born out of challenges of the early republic, clearly lays out our values. To form a more perfect union, to promote the general welfare, to secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity. Because you see, inherent in our Constitution is a framework for opportunity, a commitment, a covenant that ties generations together. This commitment to opportunity for the people of our country is also known the world over as the American dream. And like so many families, my American story did not begin that auspiciously. From what relatives have told me, it includes people fleeing a famine, others fleeing religious persecution, and even once they arrived here, the road to success was uneven. Poverty, economic devastation, sometimes building something for your family only to lose it, forces beyond your control. But over and over again, this country has offered my family opportunity found nowhere else in the world. From my grandfather landing a good union job after the war, to my opportunities in the first class of women eligible for combat roles in the Navy. The American dream starts with opening a door. With an understanding that no matter who your parents are, where you're from, what religion you practice or ethnicity you claim, the doors to opportunity in this country should be open to everyone. That is the story of New Jersey. And yes, we are far from perfect. I know we are. but generations of families have found their American dream here. Immigrants sailing here from overseas, Black families leaving the South to come here to find work, people from all over the country and all over the world again and again and again, finding opportunity here. That's because New Jersey is an incredibly special place. The course of American history has been determined here. It was just across the street in Military Park, where the cannons were just fired, that Thomas Paine began to pen his pamphlet, The American Crisis. It galvanized a nation. During the Industrial Revolution, Trenton built this great nation. Picatinny Arsenal constantly defends our hard-won freedoms as the arsenal of our democracy. So here in New Jersey, we have invented everything from the light bulb to the moving picture to the laser. We have artists from Sinatra to Springsteen to SZA. New Jersey, in my humble opinion, never gets enough appreciation. So, as the newest leader of our great state, for all these artists, battles, and innovations, I just wanted to take a moment to say, you're welcome, America. And I'll also assure you that our state will continue our great history of standing in the breach when our nation needs us. You see, what makes us special is that sometimes, in some moments, the impossible is possible here. So we are unafraid to take on tough challenges. We never assume we've lost the fight before we even enter the ring. So when I get asked, and I do get asked, was I surprised at the results of this election? I can honestly say no, not in the least, because I know New Jersey. Yes, we are loud and brash, and sometimes we tan like it's 1980. Our Giants, our Jets, and Eagles don't even claim our state as home despite our rabid devotion. There are an inordinate number of young men wearing chains here, including my 2 sons. We go home, we speak different languages. You know, in this election, I learned that in South Jersey, they pronounce Taylor ham pork roll. But we all go home at night, and we hug our kids, and we worry about them. We worry about our parents. We worry about ourselves and our future. But because we live here, we refuse to give in to fear or despair. That spirit, defiant, yet always looking to the future, has always defined us. In fact, not too far away, in the greater Camden metropolitan region, in a place called Philadelphia, Thomas Jefferson wrote a Declaration of our Independence, marking the birth of this great nation. This entirely unique and revolutionary declaration claimed human beings had universal rights to life, to liberty, to the pursuit of happiness, not because of who their parents were, but because every human being is endowed with these rights by their Creator, not by a king. The earth has rarely seen an idea put to paper that has ignited such a fire in her people, a fire that has burned for 250 years. As enslaved people, women, oppressed people from around the world and from every walk of life read our founding documents and demanded their own path to those same universal rights. Our declaration denounces tyranny and listed those attacks on our rights committed by England's king. The list of grievances in our Declaration of Independence included these charges against the king. He has refused his assent to laws. He has obstructed the administration of justice. He has made judges dependent on his will alone. And yes, he has kept among us, in times of peace, standing armies without the consent of our legislatures. And this election proved that the people of New Jersey recognize the parallels. That we see a president illegally usurping power, unconstitutionally enacting a tariff regime to make billions for himself and his family while everyone else sees their costs go higher. Here, we demand people in public service actually serve the public instead of buying themselves planes and cars and extorting money. And on November 4th, the people of New Jersey once again gave the nation a glimmer of something it hadn't felt in months. Hope. Yes, 250 years after the Declaration, 250 years after General George Washington crossed the Delaware into the Promised Land, I am proud to say that once again, New Jersey is leading the way. We value our freedoms, and we believe in the promise of opportunity. And I want you to know that I will be fighting for you. And I hope, New Jersey, you'll remember me when you open up your electric bill and it hasn't gone up by 20%. I can promise you it won't be because I waste your money on a ballroom at Drumthwacket. I'm going to spend every minute trying to make New Jersey more affordable and open doors to opportunity across our state, because that's our history here. Opening doors to opportunity. Patriots who manned Harriet Tubman's Underground Railroad stops from Cape May to Jersey City. Labor leaders like Peter McGuire, who spurred the fight for fair wages and good working conditions. Alice Paul, who fought for equal rights, including a woman's right to vote. And Rabbi Joachim Prince, who fled Nazi occupation, marched with Dr. Martin Luther King, and reminded us that the most urgent, the most disgraceful, the most shameful, and the most tragic problem is silence. Not here, not New Jersey. These are some weary, weary years. But I will be damned if in this state at this time we cry any silent tears. We refuse to be silent, as so many doors are shut on too many of our friends and neighbors, too many children and seniors who don't have enough to eat. People who work too hard and still can't get ahead. Communities living in fear. Children who are afraid their parents will disappear in an ice raid while they are at school. As we see Washington trying to shut the door on opportunity, on your safety and security, on education, on healthcare, on access to good jobs, on innovation and investments in energy and infrastructure, as we are seeing doors shut for families, for working people, for vulnerable communities, as they attempt to roll back the tide of progress, not here. We are made of stronger stuff here. We are going to keep the doors open for your family. The doors that were opened for my family that led to me being here today. We're keeping the doors open and helping small business owners like Chuck, who owns a coffee shop and beer brewery in Clarksboro. We're keeping the doors open for Nadia, who owns a small restaurant in West New York, and Bill, who runs a barber shop in Trenton. We're keeping the doors open for Chris, a laborer in Jersey City who's trying to raise his kids and support his parents. We're keeping the doors open for students like Adam and Glenridge so they don't face bullying as we take on the challenge of mental health and social media. We're keeping the doors open for the Patel brothers and businesses in Oak Tree Road and Edison as we navigate a federal tariff regime harming so many store owners and keeping costs high. We're keeping the doors open to millions of parents who want to keep their kids safe and ensure they have a bright future. And much like Noah's Ark provided safety for the righteous, it is appropriate that today we are in Newark. We are here today to create a new haven, a new ark to open the door for those who thirst for liberty and prosperity. For everyone who seeks to strengthen our democracy, strengthen our economy, and strengthen our families. And the key to all of this is opportunity. It's not a guarantee for success, it's a guarantee at a shot. And New Jerseyans know that. That's why our state always punches above its weight. Because we know exactly what we can do if we are given a shot. We can lead scientific innovation, create art that moves millions, build small businesses to lift up entire communities and homes to pass on to our kids. But for families to succeed, they need to be able to afford to live here, to thrive in New Jersey. And in too many cases, the promises from politicians to open doors to opportunity have been empty. Platitudes that don't address the key issues keeping families up at night. But I promise, as your governor, if it's keeping you up at night, it's going to be keeping me up at night. And as I have traveled across this state, speaking to thousands of New Jerseyans, your stories have stuck with me. But even more often, I heard you talking about your concerns for others. How are my neighbors going to feel safe? How are my children going to succeed? How are people who are struggling going to get access to food and health care? And most inspiring, how can we help? Your stories are why, again and again, I'm reminded of why I love New Jersey. And I have heard, beneath the noise, beneath the politics, a simple truth. Too many people are working too hard and still falling behind. They worry about rent or mortgage payments that rise faster than paychecks. They worry about the cost of childcare that rivals college tuition. They worry about utility and healthcare bills that feel unpredictable and overwhelming. They worry about whether their children will be able to build a life in this state. And these concerns are not abstract, they're not ideological, they're an everyday reality for people in this state. So let me tell you plainly what my administration stands for. Lowering cost, taking care of your kids, making government accountable to the people. And as we get to work, charting out success, I have listened to you, and I have heard you. I've heard you in Trenton, where you want safer streets for kids, redevelopment programs that work, and to provide jobs, and for the state to pay its fair share. I've heard you in South Jersey, where you want jobs and transportation investments, innovative businesses, and not to be forgotten or left behind. I've heard you in Hudson County, where you want housing you can afford and to open small businesses without costly bureaucracy and red tape. I've heard you, New Jersey. We're facing an affordability crisis, and you want costs to come down. And you want that to begin today. You don't want a strongly worded letter, you don't want a 10-year study, and you don't want empty words. In short, you are sick of the status quo. Well, guess what, guys? So am I. So right now, yes, before I even begin this speech, or finish this speech, sorry. Just making sure you were paying attention. I'm going to sign my first in a series of executive orders to declare a state of emergency on utility costs. First, I am issuing an executive order giving the New Jersey Board of Public Utilities the authority to pause new utility requests for additional rate increases, and I will freeze rate hikes to finally provide families with real relief on their energy bills. Second, I am issuing an executive order directing the Board of Public Utilities to open solicitations for new solar and storage power generation to modernize gas and nuclear generation so we can lower utility costs over the long term. This is just the beginning, not of my speech, of my work. We're going to take on the affordability crisis and we're going to shake up the status quo. It won't be easy, and hard choices have to be made to drive down costs as the federal government slashes funding and slams doors to opportunity. But as I learned in the Navy, the only easy day was yesterday. But luckily, we don't need easy here in New Jersey. We have grit. We're tough. And when you hurt our families, we're going to fight. We're going to fight for jobs. We're going to fight for housing families can afford, for good schools, safe streets, and ending skyrocketing utility costs. And look, I know that there are people here, some of them behind me probably, who didn't vote for me. And I know some of you are going to be in my office yelling at me one day about some disagreements, and yet, as we sit here today, I'm ready to fight to ensure that you can do just that without fear of reprisal or worry that you'll be investigated or unfairly prosecuted. I took an oath over 25 years ago to do just that, and you saw me taking it again today. And I am not a leader who will shirk in the course of my duties. So I learned a lot of important lessons in the Navy. I learned that often it's not the profound or the revolutionary that is needed to accomplish the mission. Sometimes it's the basic brass tacks of getting the job done, recognizing and doing your duty. Under this administration, agencies will be judged by results, not rhetoric. We will work to make government more transparent. We will work to save you time and money. You may not agree with every decision we make, but you'll know why we made it. And you'll know that all of our decisions are made putting you, the public, first. To my esteemed colleagues in the state legislature, my cabinet, and all the elected officials and civil servants across the state, we have all chosen this path of public service. It's a noble calling and it's a privilege. We have a shared responsibility and opportunity to make people's lives better. We do so through competence, knowing that others are depending on us so they can open their businesses, feed their families, or ensure their children are safe and attend great schools. We have to have a strong moral compass to serve. Self-dealing and opportunism are antithetical to our service. And we have to serve with compassion. Sometimes we work with people at really tough times in their lives, when they've suffered a tragedy, when a loved one is facing prison, or when they're scared for their children, or, as I can personally attest to, after they've had a really tough day and had to bring a colicky baby with them to get a driver's license. It is in our power to make their lives easier, better. And at the heart of it, we serve with commitment, a desire to better the world. And at the dawn of our nation, as some of our very first public servants embarked upon their work to better New Jersey, the people of New Jersey chose a state motto. They were among the first to do so. On the heels of a horrible war, they narrowed in on those two things that they felt their countrymen had fought and died for: liberty and prosperity. Today, I take up their work again, protecting liberty, ensuring that power is not placed in the hands of a few, but rather that the universal rights of all New Jerseyans are protected, and prosperity through opening the door to opportunity. That is my commitment as your 57th governor. Thank you. Thank you. And may God bless the great state of New Jersey, and may God bless the United States of America. Thank you.